What's up? Well, we've done it. This is the last lesson based video that I'm gonna do. That's Andre the Giant. It's my neighbor. I think he just got home. Anyway, yes, so in this one, we're going over value. We're going over value as it is applied in charcoal drawings. So we're gonna be going over a nice comprehensive lesson, and then I'm gonna go into a nice demo and show you guys the actual value scale. And then I'm gonna show you guys what that value scale looks like in a three-dimensional form. The hope is that these lessons are going to give you guys a more thorough understanding from the base of how charcoal works, and more importantly, how the three-layered method works and how you can utilize it to your advantage in your future drawings. So I'm excited because we're done with lessons and I'm going to be coming out with a lot more step-by-step drawing tutorials. Remember, we are on Patreon, and most recently, we are now on Skillshare. So definitely check us out there, and let's get learning. Okay, so understanding value in drawings. Yes. So first, value defined describes the relative lightness and darkness of a color in a composition. You've heard me say accentuate the value scale, where we want to make sure that we accentuate everything from complete white on through to complete black. It's important to note here that white is going to be your highest value, while pure black will be your lowest value. Now, tone. You've heard me use this term a lot, and it's often confused with value, so I just want to clarify. Tone is the degree of intensity or strength of a color. So that's one of the reasons why I use my tone check papers, because I'm checking the intensity of my darker values. Now here, it's important to note that value is what allows your viewer to see the form in your drawings. I want you to understand here that tonal variations will affect that range of value, and it is this range of values that makes objects look three-dimensional. Now, value relationships. Value relationships in drawings are essentially the key to realism. What these are is these are how dark or light one value is when it's compared to another value. Now, in believable drawings, value relationships in our drawing must mimic the value relationships that occur in life, or say, for example, in your reference image. So if you have darker values in the reference, you want to make sure that you mimic that in your drawings on paper. Now, the value scale, the good old value scale. And I'm sure you've seen this in other videos or maybe other classes, but I'm going to lay this out as it's used in charcoal. Now, it's important to note that when it comes to the value scale, that artists use a system of 9 values ranging from complete white to complete black. Now, the scale consists of 4 light values, which will be depicted by grades 1 through 4, a middle value, which is also known as a halftone, And then 4 darker values, which will be depicted as tones 6 through 9. Essentially, I want you to think of this as a simplified gradation. Now, when it comes to the 4 dark values, I'm going to utilize a soft charcoal. And the reason why I'm going to utilize a soft charcoal is because soft charcoal has the least amount of binder in it, and because of that, it conveys a very rich, dark value. And as we work our way up the value scale, we're going from a low value and progressing to higher values. We're going to be using our pressure control, and we're going to be pushing with less and less pressure. And then here on grade 6, we're going to be using a medium charcoal. And as you can see on the paper, the medium charcoal has a slightly different tone. It has a lighter tone. And the reason why is because it has slightly more binder in it. And that's the reason why it has that lighter tone, is because the charcoal has to share paper space with the binder that comes from the manufacturing process. And then grades 4 through 2 will have a hard charcoal. And same thing, more binder, slightly lighter tone. One of the reasons why I want to do this is I want to show you how you can affect the look of charcoal on paper, and thus the look of your value with smudger work. When it comes to charcoal drawing, as I've said in previous videos, your tools are everything. Different tools will give you different effects on paper, and they will convey different looks for you, which is wonderful in the wake of adding different values and different textures as well. But as you can see, by smudging this, you can really see the richness and in those lower values with the soft charcoal. And then you can see the progression of how it gets lighter in its tonal variation with the medium charcoal, and then with the hard charcoal. So grades 9, 8, and 7 belong to the soft charcoal, 6 and 5 belong to medium charcoal, and 4, 3, and 2 belong to hard charcoal. Now that's the scale. So here I'm going to show you what that looks like with a light source on a form such as a sphere. So principally, we're going to keep the approach the same. We're going to start off with our soft charcoal on the 9th value, which of course is the lowest value. And we're going to pack in a lot of charcoal. And then here on the 8th value, we're going to pack in and use slightly less pressure. And then the 7th value, we're still using our soft charcoal here. We're going to use even lighter pressure still. And this gives us a nice gradation. And then of course with our 6th value, we're switching to the medium charcoal. And this medium charcoal is going to give us a lighter value. It's going to give us a slightly lighter tone. And then here I'm switching to the hard charcoal, and the hard charcoal has even more binder in it. And because of that, the charcoal has to share the space on paper with the binder, and that's one of the reasons why it gives us that lighter tone. And we'll just use slightly less and less pressure control as we move towards that highest value, which of course is complete white. And then we'll just use our smudger here and just pack in the charcoal. And this is one of the things that I wanted to show you in this video. Even though we're smudging and pushing the charcoal into the paper, we are still keeping the different values intact. And your viewer will still be able to see these because of those tonal variations from black to white. But this is the value scale, and then of course this is what it looks like in a three-dimensional form, such as a sphere. And remember that complete white equates to the highest value, while complete black equates to the lowest value. Now, to conclude, I want to leave you with this. I want you to think of each value as its own layer. On its own, one layer may not convey much. You might hear the term, the drawing looks flat. But when you combine it with other layers, all of a sudden they create depth and three-dimensional form. So I hope this lesson helped, and good luck in your future drawings.